Welcome to Champ & Sons Major League Baseball season. We are on the very end of May, Sunday, May 31st, as we are going to watch the Los Angeles Dodgers face off against the New York Mets in a West versus East battle at Citi Field. And today, Sunday evening baseball, an overcast evening, but still should be a pretty decent night. Steven Matz for the Mets will take the mound with 11 starts and a 5-0 record. He's with a 3.0 ERA. He has 23 walks and 50 strikeouts and about 60 innings of work on this young season. Justin Turner, who's third in National League third baseman all-star voting, has a 312 RBI batting average with 11 home runs on this season. And Matz brings it home. Turner watches that one go low and inside for a ball. The Mets are 30-28 on this year, fourth in the National League East Division. There's Cespedes out in the outfield acting pretty bored. Why not when you have Matz on the mound? And he delivers a second pitch to Turner, and that one's low and outside for a ball. This evening is an overcast evening with about 5 miles per hour wind blowing in from left field, and it's going to be in the 50s and will probably drop as we get later on in this game. And that's going to be something to think about with these balls and the pitchers and where they're going to have to start placing these. And the count is now 3-0 to Turner. As you see, Corey Seager, who's no slouch at the plate, is on deck. And the 3-0 pitch. Turner gets a hold of that one. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That is out of here. Someone should warn the airport there is going to be balls flying out of this park today. I have a feeling. Turner with his 12th home run on the season. And a moonshot at that. No doubt about it. You can see with that big old kick, he knew what it was, and he just watched that 3-0 pitch go. And you learn as a pitcher, even at 3-0, you don't just throw one right down the middle. Still make it a little hard, especially if you got a good batter. He blasted that thing 109 miles per hour coming off the bat, 395 feet into the stands. Now the game is at 1-0 LA. I guess this is one of the reasons why the Dodgers are the first in their division. Corey Seager's coming to the plate, seeing if he can't follow the act of Turner. And here comes Matz. Seager is batting .282 on this season. Umpires, we have home plate Darryl Parker, first base is Matthew Ross, and the others just don't really matter. Let's face it. And Matz brings the pitch home. Oh, that's a hard one. That's going in. It's foul for the long second strike of the at-bat. 1-2 is the count. Matz brings it to Seager. Seager fouls that one off down the third base line. 94 miles per hour on that inside fastball. And Seager's just a split second behind that one. And Matz delivers. Seager fouls that one off down third base as well. I don't know if it's just that he's a couple seconds behind it, or maybe he's mad at his own teammates and he's hitting the ball into his own dugout for a purpose. Oh, and he hits a little dribbler, a hard screamer rather, fielded by the catcher and thrown over to first for the out. First out of the inning. And here comes Mr. Mookie Betts, batting .245 on the season with 4 home runs and 20 RBIs. And we have a special guest here for us this evening, and we have one of the sons for Champ & Sons joining. Say hi.
Hi.
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing. Can I have my phone back?
No, you cannot have your phone back right now. Because that's just the way it is. Maybe later. Here in a little bit. Okay, get your phone. All right. So, now that the phone dispute of 2020 has been settled, let's catch back up into the game. Mookie Betts hits a hard one into the right field for a single. And there's the son, one of my sons adding in his last little bit of commentary, Mr. Yeedy herself, itself, D-self. Oh, pickoff pitch. Not even close. In fact, that's probably closer to landing in a fan's hands than it was to tagging him out. Oh, and he hits a screamer, and he's not going to be able to turn the double, and he can't even get it over to first in time. Bellinger beats it out. He has got some wheels going for him. And the Mets are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Max Muncy, the Dodgers' first baseman's coming up to the bat. Batting .292 with 14 homers and 38 RBIs on the season. And the Dodgers have 2 men on with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Okay. Mats checks second. Oh, wow. Muncy gets a hold of that one, and it's just foul. I feel sorry for whoever car that one ended up hitting. So Muncy with the strike. Oh, and Mats delivers on the off-speed pitch down and away for a strike number 2. What a pitch. 0-2 count. Dang near give up a moonshot, and then you're painting the black. Oh, and that's a hard foul down third base line. Count will remain at 0-2. And Mats needs to be careful. He needs a double play right now. He's already at 16 pitches in this inning. And down low on that fastball. Count now 1-2. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Dodgers do. They are known to do hit and runs in a situation like this. Because, of course, you definitely want to try to avoid that double play if you can. Oh, no need to do a hit and run if the pitcher's just going to keep bouncing them on into the catcher. Count is now 2-2 to Muncy. Hayes swings and blasts it down first. They're going for the 2. He spins it, and he's not able to get Muncy at first. What a great slide going into second base. That one completely disrupted that play. So up next for the Dodgers is center fielder A.J. Pollock. And Mats looks in with the man on first and third. Delivers a strike on the edge of the zone down low. Where were these pitches at the beginning of this inning? I don't know. I guess it just takes them 20 pitches to warm up or something. All right, 0-1 count to Pollock. Inside. If Mats can get out of this inning with being down only 1 run in this situation to the Los Angeles Dodgers, NL West Division leading Los Angeles Dodgers, that's an impressive turnaround considering what happened to his leadoff batter. And the Dodgers will take a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first inning. Look at that blast. Turner, he got all of that one. He could see it coming, and he turned on it. So the Dodgers will bring up Julio Urias. He has 11 starts with a 6-3 record on the season. He's given up 20 walks and 54 strikeouts in 65 innings of work. Not too shabby. And, I mean, obviously with having that offense that the Dodgers do have, that does leave some wiggle room. Ahmed Rosario, batting at .336 on the season, is up to the plate. Ooh! Urias hammers a strike home. And as I said, the Dodgers are leading the NL West with a 41-16 record. But this year, like most years, the NL West has not been the strongest division of all. You know, the Dodgers have always consistently led it. Then the Rockies have put on their moments, their spurts of greatness. You know, the Giants, their time seems to have passed them by, let's face it. And the Diamondbacks, well, you know, since the early 2000s and the days of Luis Gonzalez hitting that miracle blooper over the second baseman, you know, they haven't really done all that much. It's pretty much been the Dodgers ever since then. And Rosario hits a little blooper for the out. Can of corn, as they call it. The Urias delivered. Oh, a hard foul on that fastball. Watch out, TV cameras. Got to be careful. And the count is now 0-2. And the delivery. High for a ball. And that's a high fastball coming in at 94 miles per hour, high and inside. And he didn't flinch one bit. Ooh, foul down the left field line. Nemo is hanging in tough. Nemo. I can't help but think of that little golden fish. I love that bastard. Oh, Nemo hits a good one. They're chasing it. It's getting between them. Oh, Bellinger makes the catch on the run. What a play by Bellinger. And Uri is getting a little lucky of the fielding on that one. Jeff McNeil is batting a .346 with 11 home runs and 45 RBIs, which leads the Mets this season. And he will be the third batter of the first inning. Oh, and he hits a high one. It's really high, but it's not very far. And Bellinger will play that one easily. And Urias gets out of the inning 1, 2, 3. And so due up here in the top of the second will be Smith, McKinstry, and Urias for the Dodgers. The lead remains 1-0. Will Smith. Wait, he plays bait? No, this is a different Will Smith. I'm just kidding you. The catcher for the Dodgers, Will Smith, is coming to the plate. He's got about an average batting average, to say the least. And, you know, he's not much in all-star voting, not much as far as greatness in catchers, but he does what needs to get done. And that's the important part, I guess. Ooh, and a ball and a strike. And Matz is going to deliver. He's trying to not let this inning get away from him. Oh, and it just might. As a line shot is hit between first and second. And the ball gets thrown into McNeil. And I guess he was stirring some porridge on that celebration. I don't know. Looks like he doesn't miss many meals. All right, McKinstry coming up for the Dodgers. Count is 0-1. Playing second baseman, Zach McKinstry is batting .171 on the season with 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. He's not known for his pop, but he does have some speed, and he has some great fielding for him. And, let that be known, kids. It doesn't take hitting 500-foot shots like Mr. Turner. Sometimes it just takes great fielding. Oh, and he hits a line shot down first. They're going to turn the double play easily this time. Wow. You wouldn't think that you could say he hit the ball too hard on the ground, but that's more or less what happened. Look at it. He turns on it and just rockets that one to Alonso, who spins, gets it to second, and it comes back for the 3-6-3 double play. I think that's a 3-6-3. I could be horribly wrong. I get my numbers all off on that one. Julio Urias coming to bat. He does not have a 0 batting average like we've seen so far this season. He has a .091. Ooh, outside, but he does have good vision. Those glasses are helping him. Matz is like, oh my God, what do I got to do? All right, 1-0 count. Pitcher versus pitcher. Who's going to win? Matz delivers. Down low, but still in the zone for a strike on that off-speed pitch. And the count is now 1-1. Oh, that one's going to be low for a ball. Matz being careful with Urias. And why not? He's got a beastly batting average. Like I said, .091 is harsh at the plate, to say the least. And Matz delivers.
No, that's low.
That one's low. God dang, that umpire's kind of brutal. Jeez, he kind of sounded disappointed on that one. Like, really? Oh, that one's low. 3 balls, 1 strike. He's going to walk the pitcher. Oh, he gave him that one. That looked a little low to me as well on that fastball. But we now have a full count. 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Oh, and he hits it down the third baseline. And it's going to be fielded and thrown onto Alonso at first for the outs. So, the Dodgers do not add any runs on the 1 hit. And they still lead the game 1-0. Due up for the Mets will be Alonso, Ramos, and Davis. Pete Alonso, the first baseman, with a 227 batting average, 21 home runs, and 42 RBIs. He is having a pretty good streak as of late, as he is 7 of 20 in his last 5 games. But not many homers out of those. Decent hits, but not many run-producing homers. And when you're facing the Dodgers, a team that's 41-16, you need to produce runs. It's not enough to just get on base. You got to get across the plate. And again, I think that's the point of the game. Well, minor detail. 1-0's the count. And Urias delivers outside for ball 2. He does have to be careful. He does respect the bat, and I guess you kind of have to at this point, you know. Alonso's proven himself in the last few years. Ooh, inside for the strike. That 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Bringing the heat. Oh, and he left kind of a floater. Alonso did not expect to see that one, and he popped it up behind home plate and against the fence. 2-2's the count. Oh, another foul ball. Alonso just doesn't quite have his timing on that fastball. He fouled off another one. The count is remaining at 2-2. Urias delivers. Once again, another foul into the fence or gating or netting behind home plate. 3 pitches, 3 fouls. Count remains 2-2. Oh, and he hits a little hard ground ball into the shift. You rarely see them shift like that and still let the ball get through. Alonso hanging in tough, getting the shots. Wilson Ramos, playing catcher today, is batting a .219 average with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. He has struggled in this month of May, though, batting only .170 with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs only. So I guess he's probably pretty happy that today's the last day of May. You know, he would have to be. And they're stealing. It's a hit and run. And they still turn the double play. That's kind of impressive. I guess you kind of realize Alonso doesn't have much speed. When you steal and you still get a double play turned on you, the one thing they were wanting to prevent, Turner says, "No, sir." Well, he looks safe at second. That looks like one of those that should be challenged. I don't know if they're going to, but dang, they need to send that one to the New York offices to get right. So coming up to bat now is third baseman J.D. Davis after that double play got turned. Kind of snatched the wind out of this stadium for this inning. All right, and I do apologize if there is some audio little problems. We are having that every now and then, little pop-ups of it. But that's okay. We can get over that. Move beyond it, if you will. All right, Urias delivering to Davis on a 2-1. After that ball low and inside, 95 miles an hour. Urias is delivering some heat. Maybe he's got those Wild Thing glasses type thing happening right now. Hey, if it works for Ricky Vaughn, why can't it work for Julio Urias? You know what I mean? And the count is now 3-1, and you got to be careful. Conforto for the Mets is up to plate. He has some pretty good power on this season, knocking in 7 home runs, if I'm not mistaken, on this season. Here it comes, a 3-1 count to Davis. Oh, and he gets a hard one to the third baseman. Turner snatches it and throws it onto Muncy at first for the out. Urias getting the 1-2-3 inning again. So the Dodgers still lead with 1 run on 4 hits. The Mets did get the hit column with 1 hit, but no runs. Turner, Seager will be leading off the first inning. So we're basically back at the top of the lineup. And in this series, Turner's having a great series. He's 4 for 9. He has 2 home runs and 2 RBIs. But keep in mind, one of those was a solo moonshot he hit 2 innings ago to lead off the game. Down low for a ball. Count is 1-0. 4 for 16 against Matt Turner, as he has 3 home runs, including the 1 hit today. So a .250 average. That's a fairly even spread, I'd say, for pitcher versus batter duo when you start looking at batting averages. But the downside is he has 4 hits with 3 of them being home runs. That's kind of where these things start getting into a little bit of rough territory for Max. Ooh, and he delivers a perfect pitch on the inside edge. Off speed for the strike. The count is now 1-2 to Turner. And Max delivers. Ooh, Turner looking foolish on that swing. Swinging at the off-speed pitch high and away. Whiffing, hitting the air. Destroying some gnats for the strikeout. Corey Seager, who's 0 for 1 on the inning, comes up to bat with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. 0 for 1 in the inning, 0 for 1 in the game. Down and away, outside for the ball. And Mats, 1-0 to Seager. Ooh, strike. Not very far off from where his last pitch was, but he just painted the corner. 1-1. Oh, Seager gets a hold of that one. Is it going to drop? No, it does not drop in time. Lines out to center field for the 2nd out of the inning. He hit a blast. That thing was going fast. Had some heat on it. And look, it just drops perfectly for our center fielder to come over and make the play without much effort. Mookie Betts, who singled in the 1st inning, comes to the plate to face Mats with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Ooh, fouled down the right field line. I keep saying ooh. It's not very ooh moment. All right, 0-1 is the count. Mats delivers. Nails Betts. That seemed a little bit personal. Watch out, fisticuffs may be flying. Okay, I guess not. Betts is just going to kind of take his base. Oh, it looked like Mats was staring him down a little bit. Bellinger stepping in. He is also 1 for 1 on the evening. Now with Betts at first, you have some speed. Dodgers may have something working here. They can easily make something happen. Bellinger is 3 for 7 against Mats. Once again, with one of those hits being a home run. Mats not very good on that pickoff. That's twice he's tried to pick off Betts, and that's twice he's almost thrown it into the stands. For a lefty, you'd think he'd be a little bit better at getting it over to first. Bellinger pulls it down past first baseman. All right, 1 on, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Bellinger eyeballing Mats. Low. First ball 2. Coming in at 94 miles per hour. Mats does, I know I mentioned it in the 1st inning because he's already at about 20 pitches there. But he's now at 46 pitches here in the top of the 3rd inning. He needs to get a little bit better control, or else this is going to be a pretty short outing for him. Mats does not want to walk him. Does not want to walk Bellinger. Muncy's coming up. He has 14 home runs on the season. He needs to make a good throw. Okay. Matt sets and delivers. It's perfect for the strike on the edge. Full count, 2 outs. Metz is on first base. And the payoff pitch. Metz has it and brings it home. Perfect, right down the pipe for a strike, and Bellinger didn't know what to do with such a thing of beauty. That'll end the top of the 3rd inning. The Dodgers still lead 1-0. And our commentators tonight is Champ from Champ & Sons, not Matt Vasgersian and Mark DeRosa, but the other guy. These guys are bumps, all right? It's your boy, Champ. And every now and then a cameo from Sons. They'll step in every now and then. All right. We're back to it. Urias. Ooh. Hammering that fastball for the first pitch of the bottom of the 3rd inning, going in as a strike. And one thing I just mentioned was the pitch count. And if you look, Mats was at about 50 pitches. Urias here in the bottom of the 3rd, I know it's just starting, but is only at 23. Conforto saying, I will make you raise that count, sir. I may not hit it, but I will foul that ball. Count remaining 0-2 after 2 straight foul balls. Urias delivers to Conforto. Swing and a miss. He showed that air who boss man is. as he did everything but failed to hit the ball. But that is a good swing. Look at that swing. That's a swing of authority and power. If only he could hit the ball, though. Once again, bugs beware. Looks like some jawing going on. This game's starting to get a little bit intense. I don't know. We might see a little bench clearing brawl. Cespedes coming to the plate, and hopefully he's got more energy than what we saw him have in the first inning. As he's out in outfield, kind of just looking around at the grass. And apparently he does not have that much more energy because the count is now 0-2. Well, okay then. All right, so 0-2 to Cespedes. 1 out in the bottom of the third. Urias delivers inside for the ball. Trying to get him to, I don't know, possibly attempt to swing and get hit by the pitch. I don't know. Maybe some payback might be coming for Betts getting hit. But we'll just keep a watch on that. Inside. Oh, he's getting a little bit closer to him. Cespedes knows what's up. Hey, there are rules in baseball. It's just the way the world works in the game. They hit your guy, you hit their guy. That's just how the game works. 2-2's the count. And instead he hits throws a floater over the home plate. And Cespedes hits a screaming foul ball. But the catcher was able to get halfway down the third base line. Down low and inside on that pitch. The count is 3-2. We have a full count on the day. Son's asking for ice cream as Cespedes hits one right back to the pitcher, and it gets fielded and thrown over to first for the out. Fatherhood. It's a 24/7, 365 type of job. You know what I mean? Steven Matz. Oh, batting 200 on the season with 1 RBI. Who would have ever guessed? Matz has an RBI. I'll be danged. Urias had better be careful. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, and he's, I guess, trying to paint the corners with him. That's the only reason why I can explain him not throwing it just right down the middle at this guy. 1-0 is the count, and our pitcher versus pitcher duel flipped around. Matz tries to hit Urias with the bat, with the pitch on the hit, and Urias says, "You, sir, are a weakling," catches it, throws it to first. That'll end the third inning as the Dodgers will have Muncy, Pollock, and Smith due up in the top of the fourth. All right. Welcome. If you're just joining us, welcome to Citi Field. We're going to go down to Heidi Watney and see if we can't. Oh, we had some audio problems. We cut away from her. We weren't able to hear her. That's okay, Heidi. We'll try to come back to you later. Okay? I promise you. Dodgers discussing some game planning over there, trying to figure out what do we need to do better. When he throws the ball, we need to hit it. That's all we got to do. I'm willing to bet that's what they say. They act like they're discussing major strategy. They're really just saying that. What we need to do is hit the ball. If they throw it, we need to hit it. Max Muncy, who's 0 for 1 on the evening, steps in to lead us off here in the top of the fourth inning. Ooh. There's another ooh. That's my thing, I guess. Ooh. Down low, 1-0. Ooh. There it is again on that foul ball. Oh, that's kind of delivered. He dang near hit the catcher in the keystones, the giblets. 1-1's the count. Muncy just lets that one go down low to make the count now 2-1. Matt's wiping off his forehead like, whew, I'm halfway to 100 on my pitches. My arm is tired. It's only the top of the fourth. 2-1 is the count to Muncy. And he delivers. Muncy pulls it hard down the right field line. As the saying goes, that one is hard but foul. Counts now 2-2. And he throws a pitch inside for a ball, making it a full count. 3-2 to Muncy. And the payoff pitch. Fouls at left field into the stands. See, it's hits like that make you realize they do need nets all the way down the field. That thing was screaming going into the stand. Oh, Muncie gets a hold of that one. He drives it deep right center field. Not able to catch it. That ball is gone. Solo home run number 15 on the season for Muncie. Uh-oh. The wife of Champ is eyeballing him, giving him the mean eye, the evil eye. This can't be good.
The center fielder, number 11. Hey.
All right, I'm back. Got a little minor issue to deal with. Some ice cream going on, some homemade ice cream. All right, let's get back to it. Where are we? Top of the 4th inning. Muncie just blasted one over right center field. All right, Pollock is up to the plate, and the count is now 0-2. Okay, no outs here in the top of the 4th. Matt's, he's given up a decent number of hits. I think we're now at about 5 hits. The downside is that 2 of those have been home runs, but thankfully more have not. And he hits a dribbler up to Matz, who catches it and fields it and throws it to first for the first out of the 4th inning. No, those are difficult plays. Don't underestimate the difficulty of a play like that. Coming up to bat now is the catcher, Will Smith, who got a single in the 2nd inning. And Matz eyes him down, and he delivers the pitch. Smith watches it go by. That one is going to be a ball to make the count 1-0. Down low again. The count is now 2-0. You want to say hi, wife of Champ?
Hey, everybody.
Well, speak up a little bit. People can't hear you. Oh, he hits a hard one down into center field, and that'll be a base hit for our catcher. He's now 2 for 2 on the evening.
Now that's second baseman, Zach McKinstry.
Wife, want to say hi?
Hey, everybody.
Dang, now she's yelling at people. That's a little ridiculous, for God's sakes. McKinstry coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out in the 2nd inning. Seeing if we can put together a string of hits to try to extend this lead, which is now at 2-0 after that home run to lead off this inning. Oh, Matz hits his second batter. That's it. It's time for fisticuffs. This is no more playing. This is personal. Well, to be fair, McKinstry's not really the type of player you hit if you want to try to send a message. I think you'd have to hit Betts again. Oh, or you could hit Urias. That'd be great. Urias struggling on the season with a .087 batting average. With the ground, he hits the sacrifice bunt. They only get the guy at second. Gutsy play. Urias stays at first. But the Dodgers now have a man on first and third. Dang, J.D. Davis, he gave it his own. He was able to get that second runner. I guess that's what you need to do when you have batters like Turner coming to the plate next, who's 1 for 2 on the evening with a solo home run. And Matz delivers. 1-0 is the count. And warming up in the Mets bullpen is Paul Sewald, right-hander. And he may be needed before the end of this inning. You hope not, but he may. Although there are 2 outs, so really just 1 out's all it's going to take. Ball 2. 2-0 to Turner. Matt's struggling. He's only in the top of the 4th inning. He's already at 68 pitches. Most managers really like to pull their starters at around 80 to 90 pitches. If I had a preference, if I was a manager, I'd say let's go old school. Throw 120, 130. And if you're really doing poor, then I'll pull you out. And it looks like the Mets may try to let him get out of this inning since there is only the 1 out left. And the 2-1 delivery to Turner comes. Turner hits a blast right to the second baseman, who makes a great play. What a show of athleticism. Mr. Jeff McNeil getting on up there. And that'll end the top half of the 4th inning, as the Dodgers get a couple of hits and score only 1 run with a solo home run. Now lead 2-0. Ahmed Rosario will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. They're still down by 2. Urias, after a lot of rest in that last half of the inning, comes to the plate, comes to the mound, and you wonder, will that much rest kind of mess with him and keeping him warm? Will he go cold at any point when you start getting through that many batters in a single inning? I mean, time will tell. But especially if you're doing it every other inning. And he's looking a little shaky to start off this 4th inning, as the count is now 2-0 to Rosario. And I understand you do kind of have to be careful with him, because he does have a lot of power. And Nemo is on deck for the Mets, so not much of a threat, really. I don't know why he really, I mean, maybe if he does, Rosario also has a ton of speed, right? So I guess that is something there, too. Oh, hits a shot down the left field line for a foul ball, bringing it to a full count. And Urias is going to deliver the payoff pitch to Rosario. Swing and a miss by Rosario for the strikeout. Oh, what an anticlimactic end if you're a Mets fan. Ooh, he was way behind that fastball. He started swinging right as it hit the catcher's glove. All right, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nemo coming to the plate. No, not the fish. We are talking about the right fielder. He's batting, once again, .250 on the season with 5 home runs. And the first pitch was a strike, so the count is 0-1. Oh, and Nemo gets a hold of that one. It's going to land just short of the fence on the warning track. It bounces off. They field it and throw it in. Nemo is standing at second base with a 1-out double. Gets a good swing on that ball and is able to drive it into the gap. He saw it coming the whole way. Perfect timing. And now the Mets may have something working. They have a man in scoring position with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We've got a possibility. The off-speed pitch is in for a strike, as the count is now 0-1. Urias brings the pitch home, and it's going to be fouled down the left field line. Jeff McNeil just made that great play at second base. The Mets are going to need him to have another little miracle play here, as the count is now 0-2. Oh, and he hits a little blooper, and it's not going to land. What an athletic play by the shortstop. Corey Seager getting on the move to make that play. And Pete Alonso is going to come to the plate. He is 1 for 1 on the evening, as he did get a single in the second. All right, Nemo takes his lead at second. Urias checks him and delivers the pitch. In the zone for a strike. Pete Alonso is batting .185 on the season with runners in scoring position, so he has been struggling there. That's kind of led to the Mets' struggles, I think, all season. When you have players like Alonso and Rosario not getting on base, not getting those crucial hits when really needed, that'll lead to you being third or fourth in the NL East. Teams like the Dodgers, who lead their division, they don't really seem to always struggle with that. They get the hits when needed. And so that's kind of the difference what you see between these two teams right now. Is the Dodgers are able to put the bat on the ball, and the Mets just can't seem to get a hold of what Urias is throwing. Whoa! Urias lets that ball get away from him a little bit. That one's outside, so the count is now 2-2. to Alonso. All right, Nemo takes his lead. Urias checks him at second. And he delivers the pitch. Low, and it bounces into him, but it doesn't get away. Smith is able to gather it up in front of him. The count is now 3-2. And the payoff pitch is delivered. Oh, and it's a high pop-up. It may fall on his own, but nope, it's not going to be able to. He gets under it and makes the catch in the right center field to end the fourth. Dodgers lead with 2 runs on 6 hits, as the Mets have 0 runs on 2 hits. And due up for the Dodgers is Seager, Betts, and Bellinger here in the top of the 5th inning. The Mets do have Justin Wilson and Brad warming up in the bullpen. And it's kind of amazing they haven't pulled Matz yet. He's already at over 70 pitches. They've had guys warming up multiple times. And you're getting basically into the heart of the lineup for the Dodgers. You know, this is not a lineup to be toyed around with. And he hits a hard one down to the second baseman who had to get over to make the play. And he barely gets him at first base. That just shows the type of speed that Seager has. Of course, he also displayed that on the defensive side when he made that play over there at shortstop with that little pop-up. And most guys would have landed in the field of play for a hit. So Mookie Betts comes to the plate. He's 2 for 9 in the series, but does have a hit in the first inning this evening. And Matz delivers the pitch. Metz gets a hold of that one. Is it going to drop? Will not drop. Oh, he looks disappointed. But, you know, you can't just discredit great plays like that. Conforto's had a couple of them this evening. And that'll give us 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Cody Bellinger, who's 1 for 2 on the evening, comes to the plate. And Matz delivers. Bellinger puts a bat on it. That ball is going, but he's got a bead. Cespedes, he's able to follow it and almost overruns it. And he makes the catch for the 3rd out. So that'll end the inning, in the half of the inning, with no runs on no hits. So due up for the Mets, Ramos is going to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Let's check in with Heidi Watney again. And basically our bullpen or dugout reporter, Watney, we are not able to hear her. Something is going on with the audio. But we do know she has been talking to Mets managers and some of their hitting coaches. And they are well aware of some of the problems that their team is having this evening. So Wilson Ramos comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the evening with a ground out in the 2nd inning. And he warms up like he's going to be doing something big. And still coming into the plate. You know, it's times like this you wonder why baseball takes so long. Because guys take 5 minutes to get into the thing. Oh! And he swings. He's not able to hold it back. And the count is 0-1 after that failed check swing. Urias delivers. Fastball is fouled down the right field line into the stands. Wilson Ramos, applauding the pitch, steps back into the batter box to face the 0-2 count. Oh! He thought about swinging again, and they check it down to first. And the first base umpire says he did not go. So the count is now 1-2. And the delivery. Oh! Fouled it into the stands again. A line drive. Got to be careful for those hot shots. Wilson Ramos fighting strong. Holding tough at 1-2. And the delivery. High for a ball. That count is now 2-2. And Urias comes home with it. Oh, he gets a hold of that one. It's high. It's shallow, and he fumbles the fielding. Oh, wow. You don't see that happen very often. That ball will drop in to get a hit. Look at this. Boom. That ball just fell at the right pace to get in line. So the Mets will actually have a leadoff hitter on. J.D. Davis is coming to the plate. And the crowd is starting to get into it. They may have something working here. Maybe they can feed off this energy. Urias checks first, and he delivers the pitch to Davis. Ball 1 on the outside edge. 1-0's the count. And the 1-0 pitch. Foul down the right field line into the stands. Davis, he's wanting that big hit. It's the big hit that have eluded the Mets for the most part of the season. The count is now 1-1. There's no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Got a man on first. High for a ball. Count is now 2-1 to Davis. See if he can put his power to use at this bat. And pitch is delivered, and Davis swings hard and misses. He did not hold anything back on that off-speed pitch. Count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Urias delivers. Davis gets a hold of it. It's high. They're chasing it to the warning track, and it's caught. Well, that was a good thought while it lasted, you know. And it was. Bellinger says, not today, sir. Not today. And here comes the center fielder, Michael Conforto, to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Urias gets set to deliver his pitch. Perfect for a strike. It looked like right down the heart of the plate. Urias here in the bottom of the 5th inning, only at 63 pitches. If he keeps this pattern up, he'll be able to go at least 2 more, we figure. Swing and a miss at a ball way outside of the zone. Urias having a good evening, but the Dodgers have a lefty and a righty, Alexander and Stripling, warming up in the bullpen. The 0-2 count with 1 out and 1 man on at the bottom of the 5th. Down low for a ball. Count is now 1-2. All right. 1-2, the delivery comes home. Oh, and he pulls it. The umpire dodging out of the way, pulling a matrix move. Conforto must have been angry with the call he made earlier in the game. And the count remains at 1-2 for about the 5th time. And he hits a little line drive that will fall in front of Bellinger for a 2nd hit of the inning. I'm telling you, the Mets may have something here. They now have 2 men on with only 1 out. Maybe this is why there's a couple pitchers warming up. The manager saw something that we did not. Urias throws a pitch to Cespedes. First one is inside. Cespedes is 0 for 1 on the evening as he had a ground out in the 3rd inning. 1 ball, 0 strikes is the count. Ooh, Cespedes hits a little dribbler down to the first baseman, and they are not able to turn 2. That seems to be a pattern. Looks like these teams at least know where they need to practice at on their fielding. Cespedes hits it. He is picked up by Muncy. He gets it over to Seager, who's just not able to whip it on back to Muncy in time. So now the Mets have a man on 1st and 3rd, but there are 2 outs. And Robinson Cano is going to pinch hit as he steps to the plate with a .250 batting average and 4 home runs and 5 RBIs on the season. And Urias delivers. High for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Urias is struggling this inning. Came in with just over 50 pitches for his pitch count. He's now at 70. Ooh, and Cespedes hits a grounder to Seager, who's just going to toss it over to second base for the 3rd out. And the inning is done. Threat neutralized. So 2 hits, no runs for the Mets, as the Dodgers still lead 2-0. Muncy, Pollock, and Smith will be up to lead the 6th inning for the Dodgers. Mets bring in a reliever, Brad Brack. Has been in 26 games this season with a 1-3 record. Not the greatest record in the world, so still could be better. All right. And sorry, lost audio there for a second, it seemed like. All right, Brack delivers the pitch to Muncy. Ball one, high. Come on, Blue. See, these fans of New York, they must be as blind as a bat to think that was even close to a ball. 1-0 is the count. And Brack delivers as the pitch to Muncy, and he gets a bat on it, and they're chasing it, and just shy of the warning track, Cespedes catches it. All right. So we now have one out here in the top of the sixth inning. And Pollock will be coming to the plate, who's 0 for 2 on the evening with 2 ground outs. And Brack gets set and delivers. Inside to Pollock. Ball one. Mets have Wilson and Familia warming up in the bullpen. The Dodgers seem to be getting ready to bring in a reliever, possibly. Count is now 1-0 to Pollock with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Ooh, Pollock gets a hold of that one. That's a solid shot. Oh, and he makes a catch. Conforto chases it down just shy of the 400-foot marker. He gave that one a ride for sure. All right, Will Smith. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Comes to the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. See if he can get a little rally going. And he fouls that one off behind home plate. The count is now 0-1. And so Brack gets set. And he delivers the pitch. Ball down and away. 1-1 is now the count. Everything is even. Oh, swing and a miss. 1-2 is now the count. Just barely missed on that one. And here comes a 1-2 delivery with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Smith checks it, and they said he held up in time. I don't know. Looks like he may have crossed home plate. So the count will now be 2-2. And the delivery. Smith got a hold of it. He gave it a ride. Someone up in the bleachers and the nosebleeds is getting a souvenir tonight. The 3rd home run of the game hit by the Dodgers. Will Smith, his 4th on the season. The Dodgers now lead 3-0. He takes his stroll home. That was no doubt about it. He left one hanging right over dead center, and he made him pay for it. Look at that moonshot, that tracker into the stands. Some kids going home with the ball and a painful memory of a loss by his home team.
Mckinstry.
You gotta love baseball when something like that happens, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Mckinstry, who's 0 for 1 on the day as he was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Oddly enough, he was hit by a pitch in the same inning as somebody just hit a home run, so he may want to watch out. High, 2 balls, 0 strikes is the count to McKinstry. Brack kind of struggling here in the later part of the 6th inning. And he gets set to deliver the 2-0 pitch. And he brings it home. Nice pitch for the strike in the high inside corner, just barely making it in the zone. The count is now 2-1. And McKinstry gets a hold of that one. He hits it all 7 feet foul. The play is made by the catcher. But damage was done as Will Smith blasts one into the seats as the Dodgers now lead 3-0 going into the bottom part of the 6th inning. Ahmed Rosario will lead us off in the bottom of the 6th as he's 0 for 2 on the evening with a strikeout and a pop-out. And he's going to take his sweet little time, and why not? He's probably not going to be in that box for that long with any time he's gotten out. And Urias is still in the game. Delivers the pitch. Rosario swings and misses to nobody's surprise in the stands. The count is 0-1. Oh, and he hits a hard shot to second. It is scooped up and thrown onto Muncy at first for the first out of the inning. ERA leaders, you can see Julio Urias is number 4 on that list. And one of the reasons why the Dodgers lead their division, because the first 4 pitchers are all for LA. Now to the plate is Brandon Nemo. He is 1 for 2 with a double in the 4th inning. And still maintaining that .250 batting average. Oh, perfect pitch for a strike with that slider. A little bit high though. Not exactly where you want it to be, but enough to fool Nemo. The second pitch is outside for a ball, evening the count at 1-1. Urias delivers down low, making the count 2-1. And he may start to struggle with getting a hold of that off-speed pitch. That curveball seems to be getting away from him a little bit. And the count is now 3-1 to Nemo. Jeff McNeil, who had a pretty good shot earlier in the game, is on deck for him, so you don't want to put a man in scoring position automatically. And Nemo got a hold of it. He hits it high down the right field line and just foul. Look at Urias, 78 pitches, 52 strikes, and 26 balls on the evening. And Nemo hits a little blooper into left field. Bellinger will field it and throw it in to hold him at first base. Nemo now 2 for 3 on the evening with a double and a single. Will be sitting at first. In prime scoring position. Well, not prime scoring position. It's not even considered in scoring position, but still. For the Mets this evening, a man on first is scoring position. Ooh, and a strike on the outside edge to McNeil, who's 0 for 2 on the evening with a flyout and a lineout. But he is batting .343 on the season, so you know this game may be a semi-anomaly for him. The 0-1 count, and McNeil hits one. That's going to fall into the gap. And that's going to now put a man on first and second. Once again with 1 out for the Mets. They may have something working here. And Pete Alonso comes to the plate. With 2 men on and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Urias delivers the strike on that fastball. The count is 0-1. Alonso is 1 for 2 on the evening with the single that he was able to pull off in the 2nd inning. All right, Urias gets set to deliver the 0-1 pitch. Alonso swings and misses. He gave it a rip. As we mentioned earlier, Alonso is batting .182 this season with runners in scoring position, so not very successful. But there's always a possibility. And when you're down 3-0, a possibility is all you need. Urias delivers, and Alonso thought he wanted to swing at it, but then said, nope, it's going to be a strike. I don't want to swing at that. And strikes out anyways. Pete Alonso choking at the plate. Now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning as the Mets are still trailing. And it looks like the Dodgers are going to bring in their reliever finally. Urias keeping a 3-0 lead, but he does still have the 2 men on to account for. So either way, you know he cannot lose the game. At worst, he could get a no decision.
Your attention, please.
Dodgers are going to bring in the righty Ross Stripling. He's been in 26 games this season with a 2-0 record.
Ross.
He has a 2.73 ERA in 33 innings. His strikeout to walk ratio is 34 strikeouts for 8 walks. That's one thing you'll notice about the Dodgers pitchers this year is their strikeout to walk ratio all across the board in the bullpen and the starters is some of the best that you will see in baseball. Oh, what a play by Muncy at first on the slide. So Stripling has 1 pitch, 1 out, end of the inning. And that'll end the threat by the Mets as they still trail 3-0. So due up for the Dodgers to lead off will be the pitcher that they just came in, Stripling. And the manager says, "Not today, sir. Not today." And they will pinch hit for him with Chris Taylor. And I guess that does fill in the rule that you have to make it to the end of the inning. As everybody knows, they did change those 4 relief pitchers as you have to face 3 batters or get to the end of the inning before you can be pulled from the game. Chris Taylor's batting .226 on the season with a .300 on-base percentage. He does only have 1 RBI. And so Brack gets set and delivers. Oh, and he hits one high down the right field line and foul. Taylor realizing he doesn't get that many chances at bat, so he's going to give it his all. He's going to swing at whatever he feels he can swing at. And he hits a blast of a line drive into the right field for a hit. It's not much of what you expect to see to come from a pinch hitter. Coming cold off the bench to just smoke one past the infield. With a single. All right, so the Dodgers have 1 man on, and Turner coming to the plate. Who, as we check back in the first inning, hits the almost 400-foot blast into left field. Starting the game off for the Dodgers with the lead, which they've had ever since and have failed to relinquish. The Dodgers do now have 8 hits on the evening. And the first pitch to Turner is going to be a ball. The count is now 1-0. All right, and Brack gets set. He checks the runner at first, and he delivers the pitch home. Turner swings, and it hits to the shortstop. They're able to field him and get him at second, but they do not turn the double play. That's the second time this game the Mets have had an opportunity to turn the double play and have failed to do so. So now we'll see if the top of this Dodgers lineup can make him pay for it. Corey Seager's coming to the plate, and he is 0 for 3 on the evening with a ground out in the 5th inning. And Brack delivers a pitch, and they're stealing. They're doing the hit and run, and it's a foul ball. They're trying to continue to put the pressure on the Mets, letting them know they're not satisfied with just a 3-0 lead. And Brack checks the runner better this time. Delivers a pitch, and he gets a hold of that one. But he fouls it off. Just a split second ahead of that pitch. Seager, he's got his eye for him now. Ooh, and he checks his swing on that ball. Count is now 1-2. We do only have 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning with a man on first. And he hits a little high pop-up, and it's going to be caught by the Nemo there in right field, and he throws it in. Nemo had him take a couple quick steps, but nothing too strenuous for him. So there are now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Mookie Betts, who's 1 for 2 with a single in the first, and a bruise on his butt from being hit by a pitch, comes to the plate. And Brack gets ready. And he delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss by Betts. Betts is only 2 for 9 in a career versus Brack, so there's not much of a sample size, but it does at least go Brack's way. And Betts hits a high, powerful pop-up to right center field. They're chasing it. Conforto catches it right short of the wall to end the 7th inning. And the Dodgers lead 3-0 going into the bottom of the 7th, where Davis, Conforto, and Cespedes will come to the plate for the Mets. Dodgers bring in Blake Treinen, the righty, with 26 games on the season. He does have an 0-3 record with a 4.2 ERA, and he's only been in 25.2 innings. The Dodgers still have men up in the bullpen, Cody and Baez. So J.D. Davis steps into the box, and he steps out of the box. Now he's back in the box. And the pitch comes home. Davis gets a foul ball. Treinen's got a pretty good set of pitches for him, a good mix of fast balls and off-speed pitches with sliders and curveballs and changeups combined. And that does make him a little bit difficult to get a hold of, but once you get his timing right, if you can get it off that fastball, he's going to be one of the easier relievers to hit off of. But you can see he had that one over the plate, so he does have some minor control problems, but he throws it 97. So getting the timing down is the trick to beating him. High for a ball. The count is now 1-2. So the last 2 pitches have been fastballs. Let's see if he goes with the 3rd one in a row. J.D. Davis eyes down the pitcher. Swings and hits a bouncer to Turner at 3rd. He gathers himself and throws it over to Muncy at 1st for the 1st out of the inning. Another ground out down to 3rd base and the shortstop area. It's been pretty much a hot corner this whole game. All right, Michael Conforto steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the evening with a single in the 5th inning. And Kiernan steps, delivers the pitch. Treinen, not Tienin. Freaking Tiananmen Square. No, it's Treinen, I think. That's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I don't really look this stuff up before these games happen. All right, what do you expect from me? Okay, I'll work. Okay, I'm not retired. And a high pop-up. Easy. Can o' corn, as they call it. Pollock says, that's too easy. Give me something more difficult. Treinen's got 2 outs here in the 7th inning. It's only 6 pitches in. Cespedes steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. And if Treinen can get through this part of their lineup in very few pitches in a 1-2-3 setting, that'll be perfect to get him set up for the 8th inning. Cespedes hits a high pop-up. It's extremely high, but Turner says, I got this, and we have the 3rd out of the inning. So Treinen gets through it as the Dodgers still lead 3-0. Bellinger, Muncy, and Pollock will be due up here at the top of the 8th inning for the Dodgers. And looks like the Mets are going to be doing a double switch. And they bring in Justin Wilson, who's been in 37 games this season with a 1-3 record. But he does have a 7.59 ERA.
Justin Wilson. Now playing center.
Cody Bellinger, who's 1 for 3 on the evening. He is batting .335 on the season, so he's not a man to be toyed with. Ooh, Wilson down low. Mets had pretty decent attendance with 28,101 for a Sunday night game. Count 1-0 to Bellinger. Oh, he hits a high one. That may drop in between them. No. McNeil is able to get over and make the play deep into right field. So we now have 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. And Max Muncy, he's going to step into the plate. There's 1 out, nobody on, top of the 8th. Dodgers are leading 3-0. That pitch will be in for a strike. 0 balls, 1 strike is the count to Muncy. Wilson winds up and delivers low for a ball 1 on that off-speed pitch. So 1-1 is the count. Wilson does not waste time. He gets it a-moving. Count is now 1-2 as Muncy seemed to be surprised by that one. Muncy swings. What a fan. What a whiff. What a strikeout. Muncy swinging at a pitch outside of the zone. For out number 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. And Pollock steps to the plate here with 2 outs. And he hits a hard line drive, but straight at Cespedes out there in left field. So, one of the rare 1, 2, 3 innings put up by the Mets. All right, they still remain losing the game 3-0, but they do have Marisnick, Rosario, and Nemo coming to the plate.
Your attention, please.
So Pedro Baez is coming in for the Dodgers. He's been in 19 games this season with a 1-1 record. He's been in 16.2 innings and has a 4.86 ERA. The strikeout to walk ratio, like a lot of other Dodgers pitchers, is really good. It's 14 walks, 14 strikeouts to 4 walks. Jake Marisnick, who was picked up from the Astros, I believe a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, is coming to the plate as a pinch hitter. Or actually as part of the whole double switch thing that was going on. Count is 1-0 to Marisnick after that ball. And Baez gets set, and he delivers. And low, and that one got away from him. Luckily, there was nobody else on the plate at the time. 2-0 is the count. Oh, Marisnick gets a hold of that one. But he does drive it foul down the left field line. The count being 2-1. Baez gets a new ball and he gets set. He looks for his sign and he has it. And the delivery. In for a strike on that fastball, coming in at 96 miles per hour. A little lower in the strike zone, but still worthy. 2-2 is the count to Marisnick. And Marisnick swings and misses at that off-speed pitch right over the plate for a strikeout. And out number 1 at the bottom of the 8th inning. Baez leaving nothing to chance. What a great pitch setup. A couple of fastballs, and then nails them with that off-speed pitch. Marisnick did not stand a chance. All right, so 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Baez delivers his pitch for a strike. High, a little high in the zone, it looked to me, but still counts because the umpire says so. All right, Rosario coming in. He's an offer for the evening. Fouls that one off. The count is now 0-2. Med Rosario, you need your leadoff batter to get on base. That's what he's there for. And he has been struggling against the Dodgers line rotation this whole series. He hits a grounder to Muncy, who's going to field it, and he's going to take it over to first by himself for the second out. We now have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The clock for the Mets is getting down pretty low. We now are only with 4 outs remaining. But Brandon Nemo's to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single on this Sunday night. Baez gets his pitch. And he delivers. Inside for a ball. 96 miles per hour. He has thrown some heat. The Dodgers pitchers, that's one thing that you can't say is they do not throw the ball fast enough, because they definitely do. Ball 2 on the outside edge. That looked like a strike to me. And, it's calls like that that make you realize maybe we do need to have robots and computers calling balls and strikes. So we now have a 3-0 count to Nemo. I get why you'd be careful. He's got a hot bat. He's 2 for 3 on the evening. But you just don't want to bring the next man up to the plate with runners on base. And he hammers a strike right down the middle, a fastball at 97 miles per hour, bringing the count to 3-1. Baez gets set, and you wonder if he's going to challenge him or if he's going to try to paint the corner. At a 3-1 count to Nemo. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ball 4, Baez walks him. And that's starting to put them in a minor dangerous situation. Because Jeff McNeil, who's got a lot of power, has a .591 slugging, a .389 on base, and a .346 average. And he is 1 for 3 on the evening. Now has a man on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ooh, inside for a ball. Baez looking like he's having some minor control problems. And that's not what you want to see from one of your relievers. This man is supposed to be filling in the gap for the closer and the reliever role. And the manager's going to make him stick it out, I think. There's no way he pulls him early, especially with 2 outs in the inning. You got a 3-0 lead, so even a shot right now doesn't tie the game. And that may be what we have as a shot. Bellinger's chasing it to the warning track. He leaps and misses, and he's going to have to field it. And he struggles to pick up the ball, and he throws it in. And the runner does score from first. We now have a ball game. Jeff McNeil with an RBI double, his 13th on the season. Makes the game now 3-1 for the Dodgers still. But the Mets have got momentum going in their favor. Pete Alonso's got a powerful at-bat comes to plate. With a man standing on second, Alonso is 1 for 3 on this evening with a single in the 2nd inning. Now, we have told you before, Alonso is batting about a 180 with runners in scoring position. But all it takes is one swing, and this game can be changed completely. Baez throws a pitch high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. And he gets set. And he delivers. Ooh, Alonso unsure of himself, which seems to be a pattern for him this evening. Lets that pitch go by. Count is now 1-1. And the next delivery is a ball down low. 2-1 is the count. The fans are on their feet. They finally have something to cheer about this evening. A 2-1 count to Alonso. Strike 2. Still not swinging the bat. I don't know. Maybe he's lost his confidence. 2-2's the count. A man on second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And you are now down by only 2 runs. Alonso fouls that one off, just batting defensively. 2-2 remains the count. Baez gets set in a tough spot. And he delivers the pitch. And Alonso hits a high blooper to right field, and it's going to be caught easily for the 3rd out. But Jeff McNeil finally did some damage for the Mets, driving in a run on his double. The Dodgers now only lead by 2 runs at 3-1 going into the top of the 9th inning. This is where we call the moneymaker time. This is the championship time. Right here. Teams that build their lead or destroy a lead win championships. And they're bringing in Jurius Familia, who's been in 35 games with a 4.0 ERA in 36 innings. So Will Smith, who is 3 for 3 on the evening, steps to the plate. He has a home run and 2 singles. He'll lead us off here in the top of the 9th inning. And they deliver the pitch. And he hits a screamer down the right field, but it is able to be fielded by Alonso on a great diving play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Staying within striking distance. This Mets defense has not made a whole lot of mistakes with the exception of the failure to turn the double plays, and those were pretty tough as they were. But they're the reason why they are still in this game. And Familia with the fastball, it looks like. A cut fastball, a little bit high in the zone to me, but called for a strike. So the count is now 0-1. And Familia delivers the pitch. Mckinstry checks his swing, but it's a strike anyways. Count is now 0-2. And the Mets have Betances warming up in the bullpen. A righty with a lot of power behind him. And he hits a little dribbler, Mckinstry, back to Familia, who's going to take it and throw it over to Alonso for the second out of the inning.
Now back, the pitch.
And coming up next, you expect a pinch hitter, and they are going to. Matt Beatty comes in to pinch hit. He's batting a .238 on the evening, on the season, with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs on the season. So Beatty steps in. Familia's first pitch is a ball high in the zone. Yeah, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs for Beatty. He's got a .319 on-base percentage. And Familia gets set and delivers a 1-0 pitch. Paints the inside corner for a strike, bringing the count even, 1-1. And that pitch is down low for a ball. Count is now 2-1 to Beatty. It could be Beatty. We're going with Beatty though. Actually, all the Dodgers have been whining about the Astros and their trash can hitting. We're calling them Betty. Whiners. And Betty grounds out to shortstop to end the inning. So we come up to the bottom of the 9th inning, the last chance with Ramos, Davis, and Familia, who I'm sure will be pinch hit for in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Dodgers bring in their closer, Kenley Jansen, who's been in 24 games on the season. He has 20 saves and 21 opportunities. His ERA is .71. The man knows how to shut down a defense. Okay. So Wilson Ramos steps to the plate. And pitch comes to him. Perfect pitch with that little off speed for a ball. 91 seems like a fastball, but still is off speed pitch. That's the kind of power that Kenley Jansen has. And Jansen delivers the next one. It's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alright, Jansen. A little bit of pressure. It's only a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-1 is the count to Wilson Ramos. Jansen delivers. Swing and a miss on a pitch outside of the zone by Ramos. Seemed like he was going to swing at that one anyways. He had his mind made up well before that pitch was even thrown. Count is now 1-2. Jansen delivers. High and outside for a ball. The count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. Jansen has his sign and delivers a pitch. Ramos fouls that one off. He is holding tough, batting defensively right now, just trying to make contact to stay alive. Count remains 2-2. And Jansen brings the pitch home inside for a ball. Full count. J.D. Davis is on deck. You do not want to give this Mets team any chance of hope. You just don't want to do it because anything is possible with the bats they do have coming up. And Jansen walks Ramos on 7 pitches. So there will be a man on first with 0 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning as J.D. Davis comes to the plate. And the crowd is starting to get into it. They have a little bit of something to cheer for. One swing of the bat can tie up the game. So 1 man on, 0 outs. Third base, J.D. Davis to the plate. Jansen delivers. Ooh, swing and a miss. He gave it all he had. What a rip. But he wasn't able to make contact, unfortunately. The count is now 0-1. Low and outside for a ball. And so Jansen gets set to deliver the 1-1 pitch to Davis here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss for the second strike. Count is now 1-2. And Jansen checks the runner at first. 1-2 delivery. Foul behind home plate. Count will remain 1-2. If ever there's a time to have a clutch hit, now would be it. Jansen comes home. Down low and inside for a ball. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. Jansen has a sign. He checks the runner. 2-2 pitch is fouled off down the right field line. We are 6 pitches into this at bat. The count is remaining at 2-2. Davis is holding strong. Outside and low as a delivery. Jansen may walk another one. Full count. Man on first. J.D. Davis to the plate. And here comes the payoff pitch. And he couldn't hold back on that swing, on that check swing. The ball was low, but he really wanted it so bad. And the Mets are going to pinch hit with Eduardo Nunez. He's batted 182 on the season with only 2 RBIs, so he's not your ideal pinch hitter to bring in this situation. But they did need a bat. They've gone through a lot of them. The count is now 0-1 after that strike. We have an 0-1 count. Man on first, 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Mets trail 3-1. Inside. 1-1 is the count. And the fans start coming to their feet again. Jansen, I'm sure, is feeling the pressure now more than he did at the start of this inning. And he checks the runner and delivers. Swing and a miss for the second strike of the at-bat. The count is now 1-2. Some of the fans are remaining on their feet, making plenty of noise, trying to give their guys a lift. Swing and a miss for out number 2 of the inning. And the Mets are down to their final out of the game. Jansen with some nastiness on that off-speed pitch. Nunez didn't have much of a chance, especially for coming off the bench. Cold, expected to be a miracle worker, and he just wasn't. So coming to the plate is Yoenis Cespedes. Ooh, strike on that inside corner. Cespedes is 0 for 3 on the evening, but he does have a .323 on-base percentage and .417 slugging, so he can put the bat to the ball. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, 1 man on, trailing by 2 runs. The Mets need just 1 good hit, and things can completely change this game. 1 ball, 1 strike is now the count to Cespedes. Jansen trying to close this out. Cespedes swings and misses on that off-speed pitch. The count is now 1-2. Jansen gets set, 1-2 delivery. Low and outside for a ball, evening it up. So we are now at a 2 balls, 2 strike counts with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 man on, trailing by 2 runs. Down low again, bringing the count to a full count. Marisnick is on deck. He has 17 home runs and 18 RBIs on the season. Not a horrible threat, but not someone to mess around with, not someone to take lightly. And here comes the payoff pitch. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Jansen delivers to Cespedes. Hits a high pop-up. And Will Smith makes easy work of it to end the game, as the Dodgers will win 3-1, bringing their wins total for the season to 42 wins and 16 losses. The Mets will still remain in fourth place of their division, as the Dodgers have just now increased the lead into their division. And we are through the month of May, so we will be catching back up with y'all probably in mid-June as we see what kind of games we have working. Mets looking disappointed, but they didn't have much of a chance tonight, not when you have a leadoff home run. Urias will get the win, Matz will get the loss, and Jansen does pick up his 21st save on the season. So the Dodgers led this one wire to wire, and they take home the series, and they go into the month of June with a major winning record. All right, and you'll see the player of the game was Julio Urias, as he had 5.2 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits and 3 strikeouts. He had 0 earned runs and 0 walks. Some of the notable players was Will Smith for the Dodgers, 3 for 4 on the evening with a home run and an RBI. Max Muncy was 1 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. And Josh Turner was 1 for 4 with a home run as well. Betts did go 1 for 3 and get hit by a pitch. For the Mets, we had Brandon Nemo, 2 for 3 on the evening with a double and a run scored. Jeff McNeil was 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI, responsible for the 1 run scored by the New York Mets. Wilson Ramos was 1 for 3, and he did get walked. And so that will do it for us this evening, as the Los Angeles Dodgers have beaten the New York Mets 3-1. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will catch up with y'all later on. So stay safe, and as always, we'll see you.